So apparently on last week's Raw, CM Punk lost his smile because of injuries, because of mental burnout from the pressure of being the champion for over a year, dot, dot, dot. It looks like CM Punk is going to get some time off. And I know that upsets a lot of you that are big-time CM Punk fans. But let's face it, at this point, it is probably the best thing for him, for the company, and for us as fans. When you look at it from a CM Punk standpoint, he's been a walking wounded soldier for quite a while now. He needs this time to recover, get himself physically right, get himself mentally right, and come back stronger and better than ever. About this whole crap of before WrestleMania, he allegedly had some blow up with creative and he threatened to quit. Bullshit. The bottom line is he was mentally worn out and he wanted more money. And we know that's the truth. And that's good for him. Fuck yeah. They've been screwing you this way. They've been treating you second class that way. You're working with Undertaker. You better get more damn money. That's my opinion anyways. But I think this is really good for CM Punk. As far as the company goes, frankly, CM Punk's not going to be in the title picture. They really don't have anybody else for him to feud with. The hell are you really going to do with him anyways? The time away for CM Punk is probably a good thing because the WWE can figure itself out. They can figure out what to do better with CM Punk, which means turn him back into either some type of anti-establishment hero or a full-out babyface that the people can actually cheer for. But do it right. Not some watered-down, vanilla, lame-ass babyface, but somebody that we actually can get behind, somebody that we can root for, somebody that we want to root for. And for us as fans, it's the same thing we'd say if Cena took 3 or 6 months off. We'd say, thank God, because we're burnt out from the character. We're tired of seeing it. We're tired of seeing him. We're tired of seeing the way he's presented. And it's only a natural thing. It's always nice to me every once in a while if a guy goes away for a few months. Because when they come back, you have a greater appreciation for them and what they bring to the table. So my hope is at this point for everybody involved that CM Punk, we don't fucking hear from him. We don't see him until maybe after mid-July. And you start into that build-up to SummerSlam. And maybe we could have Brock Lesnar versus CM Punk, and that's CM Punk's big return match. And you flip CM Punk babyface there. I don't want to see CM Punk just come back in 2 or 3 weeks as some type of knee-jerk reactionary move because the ratings have dropped a little bit. Good. Let him drop a little bit. Keep him away for a while. Hype up his return. Give us some time away. Give him some time away. Give yourself some time to figure out what the hell you're going to do with him. And do it right when he comes back this time. But more likely than not, he'll probably be back in 3 weeks and it'll be the same old shit where they'll try and force him on us as a heel, even though we don't want to boo him. So then it's just all stupid.
My anticipation for Monday's Raw is just a little bit higher than it usually is. The WWE is overseas, and an overseas crowd is usually a hot crowd. Maybe not as hot as, say, 2 weeks ago, but still. It's people that don't get to see the WWE every couple of months. It's people that have a greater appreciation for it than, say, the domestic audience, who see it every couple of months, and they're like, it's the same thing. But these guys, they're into it, and as a guy viewing at home, that gets me more into it. Because, let's face it, if you have a dull crowd, even if you have a great show, it still lacks something. You need the people fired up and into it to get the total experience. Now, with the WWE being overseas, I gotta wonder, why not a pay-per-view over there? Sure, they had SummerSlam in '92, but since then, nothing. Yeah, it sold out quickly, had good numbers, but no, they didn't want to go back for whatever reason. Now, sure, you could get the complaint of the time difference. But if you started the pay-per-view at, say, 9 o'clock, so that back in America it would be 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, on a Sunday when there's not really any other sports options going on, I don't think people would really complain about that. They'd still have their later evening available to them. Don't really see the big issue with that. So, honestly, why don't we have pay-per-views in, say, Tokyo, China, Mexico, parts unknown, places where your audience is growing instead of domestically where your audience is remaining the same or shrinking, however you want to look at it. You have future stars over there. Who knows? Maybe the next big star for the company will be somebody from over in England. You never can tell. So honestly, WWE, why don't you go to where your audience is, where the money is, a little bit more, especially with your pay-per-view?
Yeah, I was thinking about it today. I can't remember the last time I watched somebody else's video in the YWC from beginning to end. Maybe it was a Fool Killer Impact review from like a month or a month and a half ago. Maybe. I think it's very sad, the fact that I just really don't care to watch many other YWC videos anymore. I don't know if it's because they all sound the same. I don't know if it's because I don't feel like many people take time to actually think about how they put their videos together, how they present them to their audience. They just kind of like, here, I'll turn on the camera, I'll talk, and that's effing it. But I know one thing that really does stick in my craw a little bit, and I don't mean to steal Jamie Hines' thunder here, because I know he's talked about it before ad nauseum sometimes, but he's got a very valid point. A lot of people in the YWC, your videos are too damn long. I want to find some other YWC videos to watch. I want to watch some people and maybe find some newer YouTube shooters and plug them here on OTRSCentral and get them more exposure and help them grow their audience. But when I go to look this week and I see Raw reviews with 1 or 2 people in it that have lengths of time of like 20, 25, 30, 35 minutes, what the hell is there to talk about on Raw that you need to take that long if you only have 1 or 2 people? And I realize OTRS used to be a really bad culprit about this, and we really did. And we finally kind of got it under control. But how can we, if we have 3, 4, 5 people, manage to at least semi-effectively review Raw in a 12 to 15 minute time frame, but somebody with by themselves or with one other person takes 20, 25, 30, 35 minutes every single time? It's one thing maybe if it's pay-per-view. It's especially another thing maybe if it's a big pay-per-view like a WrestleMania. I won't give as much shit for taking time. But you know, for these videos, with all the people that do videos, maybe, I'm not saying you have to do a 3-minute review because that could be trash too. But could you guys please, for those of you that are by yourselves and you have like 10 subscribers and your videos barely get any views, but every video you do is 35 or 40 minutes in length, could you please try and shorten it up? Maybe reduce the time in half, and maybe you'll see your views go up a little bit, your subscribers go up a little bit. Because maybe if I see your video, I'll actually want to click on it and watch it if I don't feel like I'm going to have to sit there and watch for 35 minutes. Especially if I have to go to the next person and it's 35 minutes. And it sounds the same here as it does here, as it does here, as it does here. I mean, I'm not trying to tear people down here, but I'm just throwing it out there as an observation that I'm just not as amused, as entertained, as interested in the YWC as I used to be. I'm not as interested in other people's videos as I used to be, and I would like to be. So I'm asking you, please, take a little more time to put some effort into the videos that you do. Take some time to try and be unique and creative. Stand out a little bit from the next 500 people that do the same damn thing in the same damn way. Sometimes people will like it, sometimes people won't. God knows, we know that here at OTRSCentral. Believe that. But please, if you do nothing else, just try, please, to bring down the length of time on your videos. It's okay every once in a while to go 20, 25, 30 minutes. But for regular Raw reviews or Impact reviews or SmackDown reviews or this or that, like I said, something we used to be very bad about. But we're not anymore. We're trying to fix it. We're trying to improve. Try to at least, show the way a little bit on this. You guys, please, please, cut down the length of your videos. I'd like to be able to watch some people. I'd like to be able to plug some people. But if I see your videos 30 minutes for a Raw review, I'm not even going to bother watching it. Thank you. Yeah, I agree with you as far as pay-per-views overseas, especially in the UK. I don't get, I understand maybe there's some logistical concerns, some travel concerns, but the biggest thing is going to be the time difference. I'm sorry, but if they had WrestleMania start at 3 or 4 o'clock here, you wouldn't find me bitching about it. In fact, I'd probably enjoy it. And they need to do it. It's a necessary evil of the business. I don't understand why they've never had a big pay-per-view in Mexico City, or, at some point in time they need to have one in South Africa, like you said, China, Tokyo, all these other places that they could have it. It's like this untapped well that they're just not getting into that they need to get into for the sake of their company long term.
And I mean, why not replay some other pay-per-view afterwards so that we could sit there and keep drinking, whatever.
This is true. This is true.
And I completely agree with you about the YWC. Video length has just gotten out of control. I mean, I know that we could go longer than 15 minutes, but God, I'm glad that we learned our lesson and that we're cutting it down, trimming it down to what needs to be there instead of just making these long videos like we used to that would go 30 minutes.
Yeah, we used to be really bad about that. And the bad thing was we used to be that bad. Yeah, at times we did all the skits and all the other crap too, but there were times we just could have managed our time better. We rambled or we had 5 people saying the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
And, it's just, I wonder if some of the video makers out there, if they actually take the time to prepare what they're going to say or map it out or plan it out, maybe that would help you stick to the timeline.
And editing is your friend.
I just take a little more time in it. Maybe it'll help reduce your time. I want to watch more videos. I'm trying to.
Yeah, I don't even really remember the last full video I've watched in the YWC.
And now if you're Metal D, you would say, I ain't watched any of the OTRSCentral videos all the way through, especially the ones that don't have me in some bitch.
No shit.
But yeah, please, guys, please. This is meant to be, a constructive thing. Please shorten the length of your videos. I'd like to watch some videos and help, plug some people and get some other people exposure. Maybe that would help make this community a little more interesting than it is right now. It's become very stale, very stagnant. We became stale and stagnant. And pretty much everybody else has become stale and stagnant. We need something different. We need to do something fresh. And shortening video length would be a big step in that.
Yeah, we're not even getting the whole just sitting in front of the computer recording anymore. You're just getting long videos.